Entitled Cousin demands my mom's family heirloom jewelry for her wedding, then her parents try stealing it during Christmas dinner after I said no. Now everyone's taking sides and our family is falling apart. My mom died of cancer 3 years ago when I was 22. She was an amazing woman, kind, generous, and strong until the very end. One of the last things she did before she passed was give me her family jewelry collection. This wasn't just any jewelry, it was pieces that had been passed down through generations of women in her family, including a stunning sapphire and diamond necklace that had belonged to my great-grandmother, along with matching earrings and a bracelet. The set is not only beautiful but has incredible sentimental value. I remember my mom wearing them on special occasions growing up, and she always told me stories about the women who wore them before her. When she gave them to me, she made me promise that I would treasure them and one day pass them on to my own daughter. I've kept them in a safe deposit box and have only worn them a couple of times since she passed, once at my college graduation and once at my best friend's wedding. Each time I wear them, I feel like my mom is with me. Now, let's talk about my cousin Melissa, 25F. She's my mom's sister's daughter, and we've never been particularly close. While my mom was sick, Melissa rarely visited or called, and after mom passed, she sent a generic sorry for your loss text and that was it. She's always been a bit entitled and self-centered, but I tried to maintain a cordial relationship with her for the sake of family harmony. Last month, Melissa got engaged to her boyfriend of 1 year. They're planning a lavish wedding for next summer, and she's gone into full bridezilla mode. Yesterday was our family Christmas gathering at my aunt and uncle's house, Melissa's parents. Everything seemed fine at first, we exchanged gifts, had dinner, the usual holiday stuff. After dinner, Melissa announced that she wanted to talk to me privately. She pulled me into the guest bedroom and started talking about her wedding plans. Then, out of nowhere, she said, "So, I've been thinking about jewelry for the wedding, and I really want to wear Aunt Claire's sapphire set. You know, something blue and all that." I was stunned. She didn't ask to borrow them, she was acting like it was a given that she would wear my mom's heirloom jewelry for her wedding. I gently explained that those pieces were incredibly special to me, that they were among the last things my mother gave me, and that I wasn't comfortable lending them out. Melissa's entire demeanor changed. She went from sweet and excited to cold and angry in seconds. She said, "They're just collecting dust in your safe deposit box. Aunt Claire would have wanted them to be worn and appreciated. It's not like you're getting married anytime soon. I'd take good care of them." I stood my ground and again refused. That's when she started crying and stormed out. Next thing I know, my aunt, my mom's sister, cornered me in the hallway, telling me how selfish I was being. She said that the jewelry belonged to the family and that my mom would have wanted Melissa to wear them for her special day. She even had the nerve to say that since my mom passed before I got married, it was only fair that her daughter got to use them for her wedding. I was getting upset, but I remained calm and said, "Mom left them to me specifically. I'm sorry, but I've made my decision." Then my uncle got involved, saying I was being unnecessarily difficult and suggesting that maybe I was just jealous of Melissa's happiness because I wasn't engaged yet. I decided to leave early because the whole situation was making me uncomfortable. I went to get my coat from the guest room, and when I came back, I noticed my aunt whispering something to my uncle while looking at my purse, which I had left on a chair in the dining room. I had a bad feeling, so I checked my purse immediately. The keys to my safe deposit box, which I had in a small pouch in an inner pocket of my purse, were gone. I confronted my aunt right there in front of everyone. At first, she denied taking anything, but when I said I would call the police, my uncle reluctantly pulled the keys from his pocket, claiming they were just borrowing them so they could show me the jewelry would be safe with Melissa. I was shaking with anger and disbelief. They were planning to steal my mom's jewelry. I took my keys, told them they were never getting near the jewelry, and left. On my way out, my aunt shouted that I was tearing the family apart over material possessions and that my mom would be ashamed of me. Now my phone is blowing up with texts from family members. Some are supporting me, saying my aunt and uncle's behavior was unacceptable. Others are calling me selfish for not sharing the family heirlooms. Melissa has posted vague but obviously directed status updates about toxic family members and people who can't be happy for others. My aunt is telling everyone that I'm withholding family treasures out of spite. I know I'm right to protect what my mom explicitly left to me. But now there's this huge family rift, and somehow I'm being painted as the villain. I've even received a formal message from my aunt saying I'm not welcome at family gatherings until I reconsider my selfishness. Am I crazy for standing my ground here? The jewelry is mine legally and by my mother's explicit wishes. I'm not preventing these items from staying in the family, I'm keeping them to eventually pass on to my future children, just as my mom wanted. But now I'm being ostracized, and family members are taking sides. I can't believe this is happening, especially during what should be a time for family and remembering those we've lost. I miss my mom terribly, and this whole situation feels like her memory is being disrespected. I don't know how to move forward from here. Update 1, 1 week later. First, I want to thank everyone for the overwhelming support on my original post. Your comments helped me feel validated in standing my ground, and I appreciate all the advice. A lot has happened in the past week, and unfortunately, things have gotten even more complicated. After my last post, I received an email from my aunt's lawyer claiming that the jewelry was actually meant to be shared among family and demanding that I turn over the sapphire set for Melissa's wedding. The email threatened legal action if I didn't comply within 30 days. I immediately contacted a lawyer of my own, who assured me that since my mother left the jewelry specifically to me, with documentation and witnesses to prove it, my aunt doesn't have a legal leg to stand on. My lawyer sent a cease and desist letter, making it clear that any further harassment would result in legal consequences. Meanwhile, the family division has gotten worse. My mom's youngest sister, who wasn't at Christmas dinner, reached out to me after hearing about what happened. She was absolutely horrified by my aunt and uncle's behavior and told me something I hadn't known. Apparently, my aunt, Melissa's mom, had always been jealous of my mom's jewelry collection because their grandmother had chosen to pass it to my mom instead of dividing it between the sisters. According to my younger aunt, my mom was given the jewelry because she was the only one who showed genuine interest in the family history and stories behind the pieces. My aunt had apparently made comments over the years about how unfair it was. This context makes the whole situation make more sense. It was never really about Melissa's wedding, it was about my aunt's long-standing resentment. On a more positive note, I had a long conversation with my grandfather, my mom's dad, who was devastated to hear about what happened. He confirmed that his mother had specifically wanted the jewelry to go to my mom and then to her daughter, me, and he's furious with my aunt for trying to circumvent my mother's wishes.